Hello, everybody. This is John Paval on Monday, December 1st, 2025. It's time for the Access Arts Live weekly roundup of big stage live stream action. We have got an overflowing lineup this week of 14 live streams of these kinds of works alone. We have 3 operas for you. Full performances of operas from Berlin, Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Vienna. For Mozart lovers, there's 2 chances to hear the Jupiter Symphony. There's the C minor Mass and the Requiem, which is also great for those of you who love choral music. There are 3 concerts with Finnish music being conducted and played by Finnish musicians, both in Portugal and in Finland. So there's a lot to get to today, and I can't wait to do so. Before I do, let me remind you, if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on any of our other platforms, do yourself a favor and follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live. Don't just like the video. And we'll make sure that you get more than 1,000 live links to live performances online every year. We're on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn. Wherever you are, that's where we are, because that's where we want to be. We want it to be so easy. It's just wherever you normally hang out, just click and go and enjoy these live streams, 90% of which are free of charge, folks, and our service is free of charge. So now let me start getting to everything that there is to tell you about. And some of these things I'll just give you a brief summary about, because when it comes to things like operas, I can only do so much in this kind of a context. So generally, I put up separate special editions for each of the operas, so I have time to tell you about the different performers and the director and all of that. Tuesday, December 2nd, Deutsche Oper Berlin performs Umberto Giordano's opera of love, betrayal, and international intrigue, Fedora, with Jonathan Tetelman and Vida Miknevičiūtė in the roles of Fedora and the man she comes to love, Count Ipanov, a Stage Plus live stream. Those are the 2 people you see there, Jonathan Tetelman playing the Count, and Vida Miknevičiūtė, a Lithuanian soprano, much in demand these days. Here's how this all started. 1889, Giordano, who at this point in time is not a very well-known opera conductor, walks into the Teatro Bellini di Napoli in Naples and sees Sarah Bernhardt performing a play under this title, Fedora. And the Fedora hat, by the way, its name came from this play. And he falls in love with it. It takes him 10 years to get the rights to actually do it, because he's not established enough that people will trust him. But then they did come to trust him. And then it was first performed in 1899 in Milan with Enrico Caruso in the role of the Count. Then Mahler brought it to Vienna. Then it went to Paris. It went to Buenos Aires, and it was off to the races after that. So it's a very simple story. Well, the beginning of it is simple. Princess Fedora, a Russian princess, she's in love with her husband, and that's how it starts out. And then she finds out he's been murdered by the Count. And so she denounces the Count to the Russian authorities. They're both Russian. This means he's not going to be able to go back to Russia. What she doesn't know is that the Count killed her husband because he caught Fedora's husband committing adultery with the Count's own wife. And then a fight broke out between them, and they were both shooting, and and Fedora's husband tried to kill the Count and failed, and instead he died. And this changes the whole story, and it takes off from that. So it's Jonathan Tetelman, who, if you follow Access Arts Live, then you know that he was with the Vienna State Opera in Puccini's Tosca recently. And that was live streamed on September 27th, free of charge. You could have seen it. So, and he'll be back there at the Vienna State Opera as Turrido in Cavalleria Rusticana in January. And he's also going to be doing, wait, did I get that right? No, he did that last January. What he's doing this coming January He'll be Werther at the Zurich Opera House. He'll be in Il Trittico at Carnegie Hall and the title role of Faust at the Bavarian State Opera. Top guy, just a top guy, a regular at all the top places. And I'm sure you know him. I don't know if you know Vida Miknevičiūtė as well. She made her debut as Siegerlind in the Valkyrie at the Bayreuth Festival in 2024. What she did last year, she was Marietta in Korngold's Tote Stadt at the Wozzeck Festival in Prague with the Bavarian State Opera, with the Zurich Opera. She was Salome with the Vienna State Opera, the Finnish National Opera, the Hamburg State Opera, and she'd already done that at La Scala and in Berlin. She was Christothemis in Elektra at the State Opera Unter den Linden. She'd already done that at the Salzburg Festival. This is going to be a top opera. And I probably will not put out a separate special edition now because I told you about it. But for the others, I will. And besides, this is Stage Plus. It'll cost you €9.90 to watch it. And they do all their own promotion. They don't need any more help from us. Stop. We move on to Wednesday and get back to orchestral works, which is easier for me to give you the full description of. But that was pretty good. That was pretty good brief description for that first opera. Wednesday, December 3rd, assistant conductor Ennyi Okpara follows in the footsteps of his teacher Sion Edwards and leads the Bournemouth Symphony, playing the great romantics Dvorak, Humberdinck, and Tchaikovsky, with violinist Nikita Borisov-Glebsky joining in for Bruch's Violin Concerto. That'll be at 8:30 in the evening European time, 2:30 on the East Coast in the U.S., 11:30 in the morning on the West Coast. It's Dvorak's overture to the Carnival, Opus 92. Humperdinck's Hansel and Gretel, excerpts from that. And the Swan Lake Suite, Opus 20 by Tchaikovsky. And the Bruch is Violin Concerto No. 1 in G major. Ennyi Okpara was named assistant conductor there in Bournemouth just in 2024 for last year's season. And he had just finished up his master's in orchestral conducting with Sion Edwards at the Royal Academy of Music. She conducted Bournemouth last week. So that's why I said he's following in their footsteps. So he's new. And Nikita Borisov-Glebsky, he's about 40 years old, but is still considered by some people young. He represented Russia at the Eurovision Young Musicians in 2002. Oh, no, that was 2002. So, yeah, 20 years ago is when he would have done that. And he's been a soloist at the Moscow Philharmonic for a couple of decades now. He's played this piece before. He played it in Rotterdam in August of 2014. In March, he'll be playing Elgar's cello concerto at the Gulbenkian Orchestra. And he played with the Helsinki Philharmonic in October. He played Zinoviev's concerto. That will cost you £11. They're not free of charge, but they're good concerts. And then we come to another choral work. It's not an opera, but it's a choral work of stature with opera singers in it. So I want to tell you about this one. I think I got a picture of everybody in it too. There you go. Thursday, December 4th. Conductor Matthew Hawes conducts the Bergen Phil in Mozart's Mass in C minor with French soprano Julie Rosé, Swedish soprano Mia Persson, and also Poulenc's Christmas motets, and composer-in-resident Urian Matre's concerto for harp and orchestra with harpist Johannes Wick. I would have shown you a picture of Johannes Wick, but I couldn't find one. It's 4 Christmas motets by Francis Poulenc. And Urian Matre, he's the composer in residence, and every time I turn around and they're doing a live stream, they're doing a new piece by Urian Matre. This one is called "Yet from These Flames No Light." It's for harp, orchestra, and chorus. So the chorus gets 2 bite at the apples because then they'll be back in on Mozart's Great Mass in C minor. That's with Julie Rosé. Julie Rosé was in 2022. She won the Metropolitan Opera La Font competition, which is a big deal for a rising star opera singer. Then she won first prize at the Operalia in 2023, and she was the lyric revelation at the French Victoire de la Musique in 2025. They like her at the Opéra Comique in Paris. They love her at the New York Met. They like her at Glyndebourne. She'll be doing a good show. Mia Persson, she's been around for a couple decades. She made her debut back in 1998. Veteran of the Swedish opera, but well known on the boards of opera houses around the world. I don't have much more to tell you. I really didn't have time to do research on Robert Murray or Ludwig Lindstrom, who are the tenor and the bass baritone in it. But I think everybody just wants to know about the sopranos anyway. So although you do really want to have a good tenor in that Mozart Mass in C minor, don't you? Yeah. So enjoy. So we move on to what's next. What's next is another choral work, and I really can't show you too much in talking about this one because it's another opera. I'm going to have to do a whole separate piece on it. But Friday, December 5th, the Sao Paulo Symphony is performing Alban Berg's opera Wozzeck about the trials and tribulations of a Czech soldier, staged by the top Brazilian and international opera director, Andre Heller Lopez. I will do a separate workup on this later in the week, so you have that in advance. What's interesting about it is that when Alban Berg started to compose this opera, World War I was going on, and then he had to stop because he got drafted. He had to fight in the war. So he actually was the Czech soldier we're talking about here for a time. But I'll give you more details about that in a separate write-up. We move on to the first of these Finnish music concerts that I want to tell you about. And it's not in Finland. It's in Lisbon, Portugal. So you never know where this Finnish music is going to turn up. But you have two Finns in the program running things. So Friday, December 5th, Hannu Lintu, the Finnish-born conductor who heads up the Gulbenkian Orchestra, conducts Sibelius's The Tempest, Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony, that's number 6, and the rising star Finnish-Dutch cellist Jonathan Rooseman playing Sebastian Fagerlund's cello concerto Nomad. This weekend is Finnish Independence Day coming up. That's why this is happening. So it's Sibelius's The Tempest, Suite number 2, Opus 109, number 3. Fagerlund, I've mentioned to you, he's a Finnish 20th century Finnish composer, and it's Beethoven's Symphony number 6 in F major. Jonathan Rooseman was the youngest prize winner at the International Tchaikovsky competition in 2015. He studied at the Sibelius Academy in Finland and then Kronberg, finishing up in 2020. He's worked with a lot of top conductors already. He's played with the Mariinsky Theater Orchestra, the St. Petersburg Phil, with the Moscow Virtuosi, all of those live stream regularly, and we tell you about them, and with places like the Tapiola Sinfonietta and the Tampere Philharmonic with Matthew Hall's conducting, and he's the guy that's conducting the Bergen Phil on Thursday. So everybody knows everybody. If you want to hear some Finnish music conducted and played by Finns who know what they're doing, you can hear it from Portugal on Friday. Okay. I shouldn't laugh, but it makes me laugh sometimes. Okay, then we have another concert where there won't be a whole lot to tell you about it, except it's Christmas time. So Friday, December 5th, conductor Adam Hickok leads the Frankfurt Radio Symphony in its annual Weihnachtsfest concert, Christmas All Over the World. Selections from the Magic Flute, Die Zauberflöte, from the Nutcracker, a rondo for horn and orchestra by Mozart, an audience sing-along at the finale, all of which is presented by a German TV host in German, auf Deutsch. So, brush up your Deutsch and have a good time. It's free of charge anyway. You have nothing to lose. Might be fun just to hear, what are the Germans singing out of? They sing, "O Tannenbaum, O Tannenbaum," which is originally a German song. Anyway, let's move along and stop goofing around, John. I don't think we're done with concerts on Friday. It's so loaded up this year, Friday and Saturday. We just have a lot going on. It's just great. It's really, really great. Friday, December 5th, Andreas Ottensamer conducts Mozart's Jupiter Symphony and his Requiem in D minor with mezzo-soprano Kate Lindsay, tenor Matthew Newland, bass Alexander Grasauer, and soprano Christina Gaunch. That's at 7:30 in the evening on Friday. 1:30 on the East Coast, 10:30 in the morning on the West Coast. Very often I don't give the times anymore because those are all listed in the printed list of all these performances and times and the live links that we give you. So you don't need me to do that. It's the Tonkünstler Orchester of Niederösterreich, Southern Austria, and the ensemble Interpunkt. This is your second chance during the week to hear that Jupiter Symphony number 41. This time it will cost you, though. This one, it will cost you €9.90. So do you want to hear it for free on Wednesday, or do you want to pay for it on Friday? It's up to you. Kate Lindsay is a marvelous mezzo-soprano. If you're following Access Arts Live, then you would have known, and you may have tuned in and heard her. She was singing Melisande in the Vienna State Opera's production of Pelléas and Melisande on November 2nd, which was live streamed for free. If I have time, I will do a separate write-up on this concert. But then again, it's Stage Plus. They charge money for it. They do their own promotion. I don't think they need more help from me about that. You can always check out the Stage Plus website to see if they provide more information about these soloists, but very often they don't. We do when we do, and we don't charge you a nickel for it. So let's move on to the next of the free of charge concerts on Saturday. With so many free of charge, I don't know why someone would pay for something, but you may have a thing for Kate Lindsay or some of the other performers. I mean, artistically, please. Next, now here's an interesting concert, and this one's free of charge. Friday, December 5th, Andris Nelsons leads the Bavarian Radio Symphony in works by Carlos Simon, Richard Strauss, Maurice Ravel, and Bernd Alois Zimmermann's trumpet concerto, Nobody Knows the Trouble I See, with the best trumpet player in the galaxy joining in, Håkan Hardenberger. I didn't call him the best trumpet player in the galaxy. The Times of London did. That piece, I'll talk to you about Håkan to start out, since I'm on the subject. You see a picture of him there blowing that horn. He's originally from Malmo, Sweden, studied at the Paris Conservatory. He teaches at the Malmo Conservatory these days, has for years. The interesting thing, Bernd Alois Zimmermann, this treble concerto, which sounds nobody knows D-E, trouble I see. It sounds like you think, well, that's an African American composer. No, Zimmermann is from Germany. As for Hardenberger, he loves to premiere new pieces. He premiered Jörg Wiedmann's Towards Paradise in 2021. He performed Helen Grams's trumpet concerto, Night Sky Blue, for its world premiere in 2022. 2023, he premiered Wynton Marsalis's trumpet concerto for Europe. When it comes to this piece, he has played this piece before with Andris Nelson conducting in 2018 at the Royal Festival Hall, and 2015 with the Philharmonia. So these guys have done this piece before, and once again in June of 2023. So they've done this they've done it twice together. June of 2023 was with somebody else. He knows this piece inside and out. He's a top horn player, so this will be great. The other pieces are Carlos Simon's 4 Black American Dances, Richard Strauss's Till Eugenspiegel's Merry Pranks, which is always fun to listen to, and Maurice Ravel's lovely La Valse. Great concert, free of charge. We move on to Saturday. Finally, what a block of live streams there was this week on Friday, was there not? There are a bit less when we get to Saturday, so I will not be keeping you forever today. And this one is, we'll be back in Finland for the second of the 3 Finnish concerts. Saturday, December 6th, the Lahti Symphony Orchestra celebrates the 108th anniversary of the Finnish nation and the 120th year of the city of Lahti, the home of the annual International Sibelius Festival, with a concert of varied works by who else? Sibelius, and one piece by Frederick Passius. That'll be at, it's an afternoon concert, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, European time, 3 o'clock in Lahti, 8 in the morning on the East Coast, and 1 o'clock at night down under in Australia, I think. No, midnight in Australia. The conductor is Janne Nisonen, and the violinist is Otto Antikainen. This is very Finnish. They'll do Sibelius's Nocturne and Ballad from the Sweet King Christian II. They'll do his violin concerto with Otto Antikainen on the violin. They'll do his Finlandia, and then they'll do a piece called Maamme by Frederick Passius. Janne Nisonen is a violinist and longtime concertmaster at the Tapiola Sinfonietta in Finland. And if you follow Access Arts Live, you know they're live streaming all the time, and we always give you the times and the live links. They're free of charge. It's really a top quality chamber orchestra. But he's also conducted the other top Finnish symphonies and the BBC Symphony Orchestra, the Tallinn Chamber Orchestra. He's a Baltic guy. Antikainen, born 1999, he's only 26 years old. He reached the finals of the International Sibelius competition in May, which is why they are promoting him with this concert. He studied at the Hochschule in Berlin, though, and then continued at the Sibelius Academy. So this is an Independence Day celebration. So if you want to celebrate Finland, here you go. Okay. Then also on Saturday, we have this great production, which I don't have anything to put up for you in terms of photos and anything. But once again, the Vienna State Opera is live streaming a full opera performance. It's Leos Janacek's Vec Maropoulos. I hope I pronounced that right. Saturday, December 6th at 7 p.m. Vienna time with the international Czech conductor Tomas Hanus, staging by Peter Stein. Singers Marlis Peterson, Pavel Chernok, Lucas Schmidt, Alma Neuhaus, Bo Skovhus, Carlos Osuna, and Wolfgang Bankel. That'll be at 7 in the evening, Saturday evening. You're 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon in New York City, and you're 10 in the morning out in Los Angeles. I will put out a separate bulletin about this because there's these different performers to tell you about and the story and the history and all of that. And I can't give short shrift to the terrific Vienna State Opera, one of the top ones in the world. And just God bless them and chapeau for doing all this live streaming of full length, full performances of opera. It's terrific. I wish they all did that. And I guarantee you that it doesn't hurt them financially at all. They don't lose anything by doing it. Okay, so we move on to then another interesting concert by sort of ambidextrous violinist conductor. One of those, yeah. Where is the guy? Where is this guy? Yeah, here he is. He's also a violinist, though. I guess I should also put him up as a violinist. I also have a picture of the guy playing the violin. This is one of these phenomenal people, like Renaud Capuçon in France is the same way. They're sort of like, they're double threats. That's what this guy is. Saturday, December 6th, the multi-talented violinist conductor Nikolai Shepsnader from the National Orchestra of Lyon, where he's the head guy, joins the Detroit Symphony Orchestra LIVEstream to play and conduct Bruch's Violin Concerto No. 1 and Brahms's Symphony No. 2. And you can enjoy it as ever with this great orchestra's many live streams free of charge. It's a top world-class orchestra, a lovely, very romantic program of Bruch and Brahms. Nikolai has been the music director of the Orchestre Nationale de Lyon for six seasons already, and his contract was extended through to the end of the 26-27 season. So he's been there to stay, but he guest conducts with places like the New York Phil, the Oslo Phil. He has a standing relationship with the Chicago Symphony, which makes sense because Lyon is sort of like, Lyon is to Paris what Chicago is to New York. It's the second city of France. So it's sort of, this is a chance to see a highly gifted man conducting beautiful music with a top orchestra. You can't beat that. Okay. But there's more. There's more on Saturday. With the Berlin Symphony. And I don't think I have a photo to put up for that. No, I just don't. Catalan conductor Jordi Savall leads the Berlin Phil Saturday, December 6th in a live stream concert of Rameau's Suite from Nais, Christoph Willibald Gluck's Ballet Don Juan, and Mozart's Jupiter Symphony. You get to hear it again, and this time you can pay €9.90 to hear it. That's Jean-Philippe Rameau's Nais, Gluck's Ballet Don Juan, a suite from it as arranged by Savall himself, and the Jupiter Symphony. Apparently, Savall has a recording out of Mozart's Jupiter Symphony, which was very successful, and he did a lot of historical performance research and practicing before he performed it. Berlin Philharmonic. Two more concerts to tell you about. From Scottsdale in Arizona, and then from back in Finland again. Sunday, December 7th, Vanya Gumarnikolovsky leads the Scottsdale Philharmonic in their annual family holiday concert with works by Leroy Anderson, Tchaikovsky, Irving Berlin, Bach, Handel, and more. That's things like Anderson's A Christmas Festival, which he composed in 1950 for the Boston Pops, Tchaikovsky's Waltz of the Flowers, Bach's Jesu Joy of Man's Desiring, the Hallelujah Chorus, Irving Berlin's White Christmas, etc. They have a pianist who's an artist in residence there, Vitaly Serebriakov. He's working on his doctorate in music at ASU. And the soprano soloist is Melissa Solomon. She's been singing with the Arizona Opera for 9 years, and she's also an actress. And finally, we come down to the last of this week's concerts. It has been overflowing. Rarely do I have this many, 14 different big stage productions. So it has taken up the half hour to get to it all. And I get to tell you about a lovely and very interesting young singer as I tell you about this last one. And I've contacted her and asked her if she might be open to doing an online live stream interview, because I think it would be very interesting to some of those who follow Access Arts Live to have more interviews with the artists themselves. Celebrations of Finnish musical heritage continue on Monday, December 8th with the Helsinki Phil's Finnish Music Day, including music by Raua Vara, Fagerlund, and Klami, and songs by Sibelius, sung by soprano Iris Candelaria, prize winner of the Finnish Cultural Foundation Award in 2025. That's at 6 o'clock in the evening on Monday, December 8th. I'm telling you about it here because I won't be back talking about big stage productions until next Monday. And if I wait until then, I do this at 6 o'clock. It'll be the same time as that concert is. Anyway, so you need to hear about it now. That's noon on the East Coast and 9 in the morning on the West Coast. That's Eino Juhani Rautavaara, who lived from like the late 1920s until about a decade ago, July 2016. He composed 8 symphonies, 9 operas, 15 concertos, and then vocal and chamber work. So you get a chance to discover him. It's a piece called A Requiem in Our Time, composed in 1953. Then they will be doing Sebastian Fagerlund's piece called Beneath. He was the one who composed the cello concerto that the Gulbenkian Orchestra is playing with that Finnish-Dutch guy, Roseman, Jonathan Roseman, on Thursday evening. And then Uno Klami, his Kalevala Suite, Opus 23. And the Kalevala is the great Finnish national epic. And Klami wrote a lot of music relating to that epic. So it's some of that music. So, and the singer, the soloist, this Iris Candelaria soprano, she got her master's degree in opera from the Sibelius Academy in 2022. She had her operatic debut with the Finnish National Opera the same year as the Queen of the Night in Die Zauberflöte. She's performed several roles with them there, Zerlina and Don Giovanni, Valenciennes and The Merry Widow, and Constance and Poulenc's Dialogues of the Carmelites. And she had her international debut this summer at the Bregenzer Festspiele in Austria, singing the role of Antigone in Enescu's Oedipus. So that's what we have for you this week. And maybe, hopefully, I'll get back and have a chance to interview this up-and-coming young Finnish opera singer. So you'll know more about it and know whether or not you want to tune in next Monday. Folks, I hope that one, more, some, or any of these live streams uplifts you, inspires you, or just shows you a good time. I'll remind you before leaving, if you liked this video and you're watching on Facebook, like it. But if you like this video, as so many of you do on our other platforms, do yourself a favor. Don't just like it. Follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live so you get in on the more than 1,000 live links to live performances like these that I've been talking about every year. We're on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn. We are wherever you are. I want to make it easy for wherever you hang out, you see us, and you just click and go. All right, ciao for now. I'll be back tomorrow with the organ recital roundup and with the chamber music roundup. And thanks for watching.